There we go. Guts. Guile. You should be able to hear me now. And defense for the second straight night for the Utah Jazz. And that leads to a victory, ending a 5-game losing streak. 116-114 over the Dallas Mavericks. David Locke along with Ron Boone. It's POSTCAST. I think everybody can hear me all right. Sorry about that little start.
You feel good about ending a losing streak.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. You need to give these guys chances to win basketball games.
Yeah.
All right, what jumps out to you about this one tonight?
Well, hung in there, and obviously playing them back-to-back. But what really jumped out at me was the effort and probably the production you got from other people than Keontae. You know, obviously, Markkanen had a very good night, but you got Sensabaugh who steps up. Cody Williams probably had one of his better starts in the ball game tonight. So I think the effort overall was what jumped out.
And Miami just scored, and the crowd is here watching on the Jumbotron with 18 seconds left. That's what all the cheering and everyone looking up at the screen, including me, is. I'm impressed by 3 things tonight. One is their continual ability to play well late in games. I really am wildly impressed by this. They were not good late in games last year, and this year they really have been pretty much Lowry and Keontae, which is what you're supposed to be late in games all the time. And they've made plays, and then they're also good defensively. Last year they were last in the league defensively. They've been good defensively. I'm wildly impressed by how well they've played late games.
Okay, so you got a star that's in Markkanen who's been a star for 2 or 3 years, and then you got a star player. Confidence is at all-time level. Now you got 2 guys that can make things happen in the closing seconds of a possession, in the closing seconds of a ball game. So, yes, I totally agree with that, but it's because of the growth, I think, of a couple of players.
I'm more comfortable actually going to Keontae late than Lowry.
Okay.
Lowry, I've always felt, has had a hard time with isolation, but he's added some things to his game. He's playing, he generally comes off ball, and there's some that makes it hard. Keontae tonight on his big basket, he got frazzled, or he got hassled, didn't get frazzled, and was able to make that play. And the balance that he's playing with at that moment to be able to come off the left foot, fade back, get himself square, and make that shot that's where the physical conditioning and also the fatigue in the physical conditioning he did in the offseason with Chris Jones really showed up.
So you're talking about 2 different things and 2 different players on how they score. And whereas Keontae has turned into what we saw just then, his ability to put the ball in 4, change directions, and then end up scoring in an effort like that. Whereas Lowry is a straight line, hard dribble, bump, and then score, more so at the rim. So 2 different styles, but who cares? You get the job done.
They've really been very, very impressive. The other one, the second one is tonight, is this back-to-back good defensive efforts. Dallas actually shot the 3 well tonight, 15 of 36, and they're a bad 3-point shooting team. So that's surprising that the crowd is booing because they've just taken the game off of the screen with 30 seconds left. Dallas is one of the worst 3-point shooting teams, if not the worst 3-point shooting team in the league. They are the worst 3-point shooting team in the league at 33%, and they shot 42%. So for the Jazz to still have a good defensive effort, which was forcing Dallas into 20 turnovers. Now, this is a point guardless team, but the Jazz do not force a lot of turnovers, and for them to force 20 turnovers tonight, and I think Tim Lacombe had a number on the amount of steals the Jazz had tonight. What was it?
11.
11? I mean, that's a different thing that Jazz defense usually does.
Yeah. Start to the point where Keontae had 3. And out of those 3, I think 2 of them was he read the skip pass to the weak side for a 3-point shot, which is what a lot of teams are trained to do. You get into the paint, you look weak side because a lot of times the defense sags in, so that corner 3 should be open. Keontae was reading that, came up with a couple of steals, and I think Cooper Flagg must have had one of those or something like that. But that's, again, coaches talk about reads, and Keontae did that tonight.
6 turnovers by Dallas in that fourth quarter alone. Before we touch to Brice Sensabaugh, which will the other one that I'm most impressed with, that kind of derailed this and took the 3 things it's just this was not a good script. You're coming off a 4-game road trip. I actually said to you on the plane last night, I would not play Keontae and Lowry tonight. Mm-hmm. I thought that we're playing too many games. You don't want these guys to get hurt. We're not playing for anything. They busted their ass in Oklahoma City. I would have said thank you for your efforts. We love you. We appreciate you. Get ready for Charlotte and go beat Charlotte. And they, you're trying to build some skills and some things, and they fought through it. This is what the money's for, and that was awfully impressive.
Being a player myself, I would not have wanted to sit down.
Yep.
And I'm sure they felt the same way. Now, management has a different look on the season, and they look out for you for the most part. They don't want that fatigue injury to set in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm bothered by the amount of injuries we have in the game right now, and so that's a little bit where I was saying, and there's no, keeping Lowry and Keontae healthy is as important as anything else we're doing. That's where I'm coming from on that. We'll talk about Brice Sensabaugh, 2, if not 3 monster plays late in this ball game. Today's show is brought to you in part by our friends over at Rocket Money. Do you know all the subscriptions you have? Do you know where all your money is going? Well, Rocket Money is here to help you in that process and get that for you. Let's be real. Managing finances can feel overwhelming. Between subscriptions you forget about, bills you keep going up, and trying to figure out where all the money's actually going. It's easy to find that you're losing control. So why not track each transaction or hunt down your hidden fees? That's where Rocket Money comes in. The personal finance app that helps you take control. It finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money lets you see, the coolest part is the automatic transaction categorization is game changer. You can finally see exactly where your money's going each month, set budgets, goals, get personalized insights, receive real-time alerts for large transaction, upcoming bills, and low balances. It even consolidates your checking, savings, and loans investments into a single dashboard. So go to Rocket Money. Help you reach your financial goals faster. RocketMoney.com/lockedon. That's RocketMoney.com/locked-on. Today's show is also brought to you by our friends over at BetterHelp. I like to refer to it as performance enhancing or the weight room for the brain. The episode sponsored by BetterHelp. As we roll into the new year, there's a lot of pressure to chase the new you. Sometimes it isn't about reinventing yourself. It's about feeling a little less weighed down. Therapy can help you understand what's been holding you back by giving you an outside perspective on emotions, motivations, and relationships. And that's why BetterHelp can be such a helpful place to start. The therapists are fully licensed in the U.S., work under strict code of conduct. They help match you with a therapist based on your needs and preferences. And if the match isn't right, you can switch to another therapist from their tailored recommendations at any time. BetterHelp has served over 5 million people with more than 30,000 therapists, and live sessions average 4.9 out of 5 rating across BetterHelp.com/LockedOnNBA. That's BetterHelp.com/LockedOnNBA. All right, Brice Sensabaugh, which of the 3 plays do you think is the best, Ron Boone? The charge, the 3, or the steal?
Which meant the most at that time? The charge that he took, as you were describing, cut down on points.
Yep.
Yes.
And they did not get the review. The 3 was a massive dagger 3, and he's really been struggling above the break. And to feel that confidence to make that to take that shot is pretty incredible for him to be able to make that play. And then obviously that steal late really was the cincher in the ball game by Brice.
Yeah, I totally agree.
All right, what are your stars tonight, Ron Boone?
I got the starting 5 and Clayton.
Yeah.
How about that?
Sounds good.
Clayton was a solid 10 tonight.
Plus 10. Yeah.
A solid 10. Yeah.
All right.
That's the same thing.
That is POSTCAST tonight. David Locke along with Ron Boone. We'll be back with you Saturday from the arena.